What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. It's freaking Monday.
Welcome to the revolution.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Kayla, what up? How you doing? How we feeling today? What is going on with my... Okay. How's everyone doing? It's Monday. We got so much to go on in the news. So many things happening. So many things happening. Take a sip of my sponsored water. Water. It's kind of free, kind of not. All right. Let's do it. Man, why does my camera look all janky? Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Whatever. What are you going to do? All right. Top story coming down. People are talking about this. CNN's especially talking about this. MSNBC is especially talking about this. But even CNN is starting to acknowledge this story was actually turning out to be fake. The BYU racist heckling allegations. There was a rush to judgment, says John Avlon, acknowledges widespread media failure. Yes. Let's listen to the clip. It was.
That's right. We're starting something a little different today. It's a new segment that updates the initial official version of the story once more facts come in. It's a form of journalistic accountability, and we're going to call it upon further review. Now, volleyball is rarely the source of serious controversy, but it went straight to the front of the outrage Olympics 2 weeks ago when a Duke starter named Rachel Richardson made the...
Is there anything more ironic than hearing CNN talk about the outrage Olympics? Yes. You have been a huge proponent of that. It's why people watch you, so they can be outraged. It feels good.
When a Duke starter named Rachel Richardson made the explosive accusation that she and other black teammates were subjected to racist heckling while playing a game against Brigham Young University. Now, obviously, this kind of heckling is totally unacceptable.
She is a female.
And the country
juicy.
rallied around her, with stars like LeBron James offering a statement of solidarity. Her family appearing here on CNN amid some 65 separate articles written about the controversy. The University of South Carolina women's basketball team even announced their decision to cancel all games against BYU. Now, for their part, Brigham Young University offered a wholehearted apology. BYU athletics pronounced a zero-tolerance policy against racism.
Yeah.
They banned a fan who'd been identified as making the racist slurs.
Jerk, fan for life. I mean, what kind of fan is pumped up about going to volleyball? I don't know, but that's just me. She is the female juicy.
They also launched an internal investigation. But that's where the narrative started to fall far short of the initial indignation.
Weird.
Because when BYU released its findings, after reviewing all available video and audio recordings and reaching out to more than 50 folks who attended the game, including Duke personnel and athletes, they stated that they had not found any evidence to corroborate the allegation that...
This is funny, CNN telling correct news. I know, it is funny.
...engaged in racial
nice
heckling
to see.
or uttered racial slurs at the event. And they lifted the ban on the
Papa,
fan
what
with
up?
apologies.
You're not missing anything. We're just talking about the BYU heckler, the whole racist rant actually turning out to be completely fake. I was in the middle of a fish battle. Sorry for being late. Dude, sometimes you gotta slap a fish. You know what I'm saying?
They also invited anyone with, quote, evidence...
Well, I'm gonna pull it back a little bit.
They stated that they had not found any evidence to corroborate the allegation that fans engaged in racial heckling or uttered racial slurs at the event. And they lifted the ban on the fan with apologies.
Oops.
They also invited anyone with, quote, evidence contrary to our findings to come forward. Now, healthy skepticism is always a virtue.
Yes.
This doesn't read like a cover-up.
No.
Instead, it feels like there was a rush to judgment. because of a well-intentioned impulse to believe the Duke player's accusations.
Right.
Now, we need to note that
or it fits the narrative, so therefore we need to run with it that America is the most evil, racist country on the planet.
Investigation does not call Rachel Richardson a liar or a fabricator. It leaves open the possibility that she sincerely believed that she heard repeated racial heckling and that some sort of misunderstanding occurred. For its part, Duke issued a statement saying it was standing by its players, but notably, the Richardson family has not yet responded to CNN's request for comment.
Weird.
Look, systemic racism is real and corrosive.
Oh, here we go. There we go. I was like, wow. CNN was having a moment of clarity for once in their life and maybe some thought and looking in the mirror and thinking about, their part to play and stuff like that. But no, we're gonna have a little lesson about actually how evil this place really is. So sit down, children, and relax and shut your mouth, because you live in a systemically racist country. It's systemic, so you can't argue against it. It's part of the system. Her scholarship should be pulled. Yes, exactly. Her scholarship should be pulled, and she shouldn't be allowed to play. And she should be made an example of for those kind of allegations. Because there was once a time in my lifetime when you were actually called a racist, and people got mad at those people because they were seen as racist. Now, when you just yell racism, people take a quick breath. They slow down. They're like, "Is that person racist, or are they just questioning those in establishment?" I'm not sure. You mean to tell me you can accuse somebody of being a racial slur and not telling the truth? That's so shocking. It must be monotone. Yes. Yes, you are. Just momentarily naive. I mean, we accuse people of so many heinous things via the news, content creators, social media, without any information to back it up, and just assume the story fits. So therefore, that's why I try to stay away from commenting on normal human beings, even if they do silly stuff like this. But this stuff should be addressed. There is a culture in our society that elevates the victim, so much so that people aspire to be a victim. It's almost like they dream of the day someone drops the N-bomb in front of them, so that they can scream, "I'm a victim. The world is all against me. Help me. Give me money. Give me a scholarship. Give me a home." Like, it's unbelievable. I want to keep listening to this story, though, because this guy is going to teach us a lesson. Don't you love getting into contact with people that, instead of actually engaging in conversation with one another to try to better understand what's going on in the world, they just want to teach you why you're wrong?
To the soul of our country. But facts always have to come first. This is ESPN host Stephen A. Smith,
oh my God,
who covered the controversy extensively.
Oh, God, he's the worst. Stephen A.
Racism, prejudice still exists in this country.
Wow.
We all know it. We know how prevalent it is.
Right.
And we know that it's something that completely needs to be
Why does everybody want to be a victim? I have to be a victim, and I have been a victim in the past, and it kind of sucks. Yes. True trauma, true victims don't want to be. And usually people that are victim of crimes don't parade about their stories of trauma. Those of us that have experienced real trauma in our life, like myself, I guess like yourself too, Papa, I am very slow to talk about my story. I'm not parading around making TikToks about my deepest and darkest trauma secrets. I think that's where you can tell the difference between somebody who experienced real trauma and somebody who probably had something bad happen to them, but they want some attention from it. And it's like the narcissistic part of our society in today's world of like making every story, no matter what, turn it onto you somehow. It's like, oh, that's funny that BYU thing happened. Well, when I was a kid, I experienced, it's like, just let the BYU story happen. Why does it have to be about you? There's a trend in black athletes in the U.S. They all feel that there's nothing more ironic, Kaylon, than hearing some of the richest, wealthiest, most privileged people in America talk about how much of a victim they are. But it shows you how big of a grift victimhood is in today's culture, unfortunately, because the real victims, we should be looking out for them. We should be trying to help them. We should be trying to make their lives a little easier. But instead, we're focusing on these fake victims. That's why I have nothing but contempt for Taylor Lorenz, yes, and Meghan Markle. They are openly talked about extreme PTSD because somebody said something mean to them once, yes. There's some instances where things go bad in your life and people are rude to you, people are mean to you. People call me all kinds of stuff on YouTube and say horrible things to me on YouTube. And so there is some part of that I can completely understand about them, but to call it trauma is something I struggle with. I think you are diminishing the word trauma when you call people calling you out for something stupid you said is not trauma. I'm sorry. I want to be empathetic towards them in that moment, but at the same time, you can tell how much they use that trauma to make money. And so they should be called out 100% because of how silly they make other people's real trauma to be. All right. Let's stop listening to me rant. Happy freaking Monday. All right. Happy freaking Monday. But keep listening to Stephen A. Smith. Don't you love ESPN and stuff? You're just like, just shut up and talk about sports. Shut up and dribble. Like, no one's coming to ESPN to be like, give us a take on what's going on politically, because I trust Stephen A. Smith not only with what's going on in the sports world, especially football, basketball, boxing, UFC. God, he's so bad at UFC. But race relations? Shut up.
Prejudice still exists in this country. We all know it. We know how prevalent it is, and we know that it's something that completely needs to be eradicated. Having said that, we're not doing ourselves any favors if we bring it up and broach it when it doesn't exist.
Come on, man.
And that's the key that we need to focus on.
That's right. And that's why it was surprising to hear the head coach of the South Carolina women's basketball team, Dawn Staley, say that she was still okay with canceling her team's games against BYU, regardless of the results of the investigation. Staley says that she's standing by her decision because of her own personal research and commitment to the well-being of her team.
Oh my God. Her own personal research. BYU is full of a bunch of white people, therefore they're all racist, therefore I'm not letting my team travel. Like, is that your research? Because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I'm just guessing here. Okay, I'm not saying it's a fact, so everyone relax. I'm just saying this is why the confirmation bias about this whole story was so insane, about how people are just like, white people in Salt Lake, probably super racist, therefore this story's correct. I'm going with it. It's got to be correct. It fits my narrative. It fits my own biasy.
But when investigations turn up a very different fact pattern, it's incumbent upon...
Eradicating racism is like trying to eradicate cockroaches. It's literally impossible. Exactly. It's always what I try to talk about. Racism, yeah, there's going to be jerks, assholes, people that are just mean in this world, and they will say things, anything to get under your skin. They just want to watch the world burn. They don't care what comes out of their freaking mouth. And so if it's racist out of their mouth, so be it. But those people are evil. That's just the bottom line. And so trying to stomp out evil is the biggest joke in the whole world. You can't. There's just going to be evil forever. It's like saying that if you ban all guns, that means no one's going to kill anyone anymore. It's just, so if it saves one life, we got to do whatever it takes. Fun fact about athletes, most of them try to read history book when they try to feel, oh my God. Yeah. Anybody in history right now is just bad. Have you ever seen LeBron where he tried to talk about Malcolm X? I definitely have. I've been reading this book.
On everyone to acknowledge it and adjust. Fidelity to the facts is all that we as journalists and citizens should ask. It's understandable that there's a desire to believe people when they say they've been victimized. But the accusations have to be backed up by facts. And when the facts don't fit, upon further review, we need to set the record straight with as much intensity as the initial reports. Right?
Sure. I mean, people have created Like Don Lemon, I could have pulled up a bunch of clips regarding this story from Don Lemon and other people on CNN that have made a huge story about this, but I refuse to because we got so many other things to talk about today. It's just unreal. When it's like with Kyle Rittenhouse or like Nick Sandman and stuff like that, they pretend like they're setting the record straight is just as intense as their emotional allegations at the beginning. That's such a lie. That's the biggest lie. They're never going to talk about this ever again because it doesn't fit the narrative that people making it. There are so many hate crimes that are false that get pushed in America because of the victimhood culture we have in today's society. It's unfortunate because those that are true victims in society, whether they're white, black, Asian, whatever it is, get diminished for stories like this because it fits more of the narrative. It's unbelievable. It's like if somebody yells the N-word in a BYU game versus like you're seeing you saw a lot of people, black people in NYC beating the crap out of Asians. One isn't seen as racist where the other one is, and that's why it's a problem. If there was some kind of consistency in this to say both of them are bad, then we can have a conversation. But it only seems to go one way, and that's why it's a problem, and that's why it feels fake, and that's why people constantly push this crap onto people. It's just unreal. I saw in the video LeBron should. I feel like everyone should pay me 1 Bitcoin a day for the rest of my life. Yeah, me too. That way I don't have to drive to work and potentially crash into another car if it saves one life. Yes. Yeah, that being said, if you want to support me, go to buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. Even $1 helps me get out of my mom's basement. Oh, crap. Did I just get rid of that? Wait. Okay, here we go. Technology. I feel like everyone should pay me 1 Bitcoin. It's only like $20,000 or something. All right, here's our famous leader once again.
That all men and women are created equal, endowed by their creator.
God, this computer is slow. I gotta get a new computer. Holler at your boy. All right. I saw this video today and I was just like, it's just unbelievable how many people still try to pretend like Biden's completely there. Here's him again talking about all men and women are created equal, and he still can't finish the segment. Here we go.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their creator with certain inalienable. We've never fully lived up to them. We've never.
It's worse than me. All right, hold on. I'm going to turn it back up.
Endowed by their creator with certain inalienable. We've never fully lived up to them. We've never before walked away from it.
It's just sad. But again, this is just another real, talking point. We have to hold the corporate media accountable for this crap. They try to pretend all the time like he's okay. He's totally there. Only now that he has been elected, they're finally admitting, maybe there's something wrong with this guy. I don't know. I know he completely froze on unalienable rights. Unalienable rights. I know it's a hard word, but he clearly froze. God. All men are created equal unless they are Trump supporters. Yeah, all men and women are black. Okay, and it has been a group very sensitive to everything, including food. Oh. Biden brain died just rebooting during the speech. I know. I mean, seriously, this is...
We've never fully created with certain inalienable. We've never fully...
God. And I got some John Fetterman clips from Pennsylvania to get through, too, as well, that... You're just like, why does this party keep putting up people that are totally not mentally fit for office? It doesn't matter if they're fit as long as they vote correctly. It doesn't matter if they're all there as long as they vote correctly. All right, speaking of voting correctly, will you guys tune your ears to help me figure out what word Joe Biden said today. Here we go.
It's frustrating. It's inconvenient. And it's bad for the environment. And there's simply no reason for it. This is the United States of America, for God.
The United States of what?
Reason for it. This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Okay, one more time.
No reason for it. This is the United States of America, for...
Okay. I'm going Camara. United States of Camara, for God's sake.
For it. This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
This is the same speech today. We need help. United States of Camara, for God's God. 9/11, never forget. Exactly. Don't. United States of Kmart. Dude, Kmart, rest in peace. I never went to Kmart growing up. I always went to Walmart. I felt like Walmart was like the higher class version of Kmart, so I just looked at them like those peons at Kmart. I don't know. It's so stupid. I think I played hide and go seek in high school in a Kmart, but that's about it. What up? What up, Brendan? I miss Kmart. They had awesome slushies. They had slushies at Kmart? I mean, I got the 7-Eleven slushie. I never got like freaking Kmart slushie. Actually, I think I did get Kmart slushies. Now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, I was poor too growing up. Obviously, you were poor too. I'm trying to think. I think I might have gotten some slushies. I think that's how my mom kept me there. I don't know. That sounds like such a annoying child. That's how my mom forced me to stay there. It's true. It's true though. I still went to Kmart. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Hey, own your poor past or poor future or poor reality. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't be ashamed of it. I'm poor too. Like, just enjoy the moment. Enjoy where you're at. You don't need money for happiness, though. It makes it a little easier. You can quote me at that. Here's our commander-in-chief talking about how great gas prices are now. Because I was under the assumption that Biden wasn't in control of gas prices. So here's Biden again talking about how great of a job he's done at lowering gas prices, right? If the narrative fits, if the story fits, you must acquit.
We're seeing hopeful signs of progress on inflation as well. The price of gas, when we said what I was doing wouldn't make any difference, guess what? It's down $1.30 since the start of the summer and continues to go down. Inflation eased in July. I said last spring that our top economic priority was to bring down inflation without giving up on all the gains American workers made last year.
Oh, my God.
But there's more to do, a lot more to do. At the American people, we're seeing hopeful signs of progress on...
So depleting our emergency oil reserves and then constant spending, he's doing a great job. We should be celebrating Biden in this moment. God, thank you, Savior. But again, if the prices go up, it's definitely Putin's fault. Period. The end of the story. The reason to wear clean clothes. To be fair, his blatant theft of oil from Syria has helped reduce gas prices. And I'm thankful for that. We must invade a country. We got to bring down these oil prices. I think we got to get it. We got to get it. Okay. And then again... All right. Look, this is me on my own show, so it's not everything's perfect, all right? I'm trying my best. All right. Here's Joe Biden once again trying to be funny, and you can hear the crowd, and no one is laughing. Complete crickets. Here we go. Oh, and of course, it's the same joke he said 100 times.
And I want to thank all of you, the cancer patients, survivors, caregivers, and don't jump from up there, okay? and all for all the leaders of science.
He just told a bunch of cancer survivors not to jump. That's so freaking dark and messed up. I saw everyone losing their minds about this clip, but I couldn't help but laugh. It's so messed up. Hey, don't kill yourself in this moment, all right? You just got over cancer. Oh my God. Did he just make a suicide joke? Yes. And listen to the crowd. It's completely silent.
Okay, and all for all the leaders.
Not a single laugh. That's the guy who's bringing civility. You just make a suicide joke? Yeah. It's $3.45 at the cheapest places. Used to be under $2 a gallon. I know. VP Derek, we need to create a new department to monitor the White House itself. Papa, what should we call it? Oh, geez. Biden constantly telling people not to kill themselves is like, it's just so silly. It's so dumb. But at the same time, you kind of understand, right? But don't forget that today, Biden was going around touting about how we need to have a cure for cancer as well. And so when Biden goes around touting how we need to have a cure for cancer, I couldn't help but pull up an old story from 2020. Something to think about. Biden wants to cure cancer. Does he have any, way to help people in that? Oh, Joe Biden's cancer charity spent more than $3.7 million on staff salaries, but distributed zero towards research grants over 2 years, tax filings reveal. And this is from 2020, so you know he's a good guy. And I trust him. We need to give more money to Joe Biden's charities. Documents show the charity received $4.8 million and spent $3 million on staff salaries between 2017 and 2018. Hey, you got to give to charities. But this is another reminder, make sure you give to the right charities. You might be giving to Joe Biden's charity. Where that money goes? I don't know. Maybe a new laptop. God. The Disinformation Governance Squad. Oh my God, I would totally be all about that. I would only prop up conspiracy theorists. Just to make everyone mad. Mockingbird Media, I know. All right, and then, there was just so many clips from Joe Biden today that I couldn't help but bring them up in today's show. Because, again, our corporate media, our politicians all told us this guy has everything together. And here's him making saying absolute nonsense. Here we go. Much like me.
Cabinet is driving a whole of government effort to unleash every possible asset within our power. From NASA, that knows more about radiation than any doctor does, to the Defense Department, that has the ability to calculate, in the Energy Department, do 1 million billion calculations per second. Health and Human Services, Cabinet, that has the ability to calculate, in the Energy Department, do 1 million billion calculations per second.
1 billion, billion, trillion, trillion, billion, quillion, Google, Plex, billion, trillion, friggin' TI-85 type stuff, man. Public office for official propaganda. See what I did there? Yes. Oh my God. Again, I would love to be press secretary just to blow up people and minds. God. Just to blow up their narrative. God, things that come off the tip of the tongue. The tip of the tongue, Derek, your nonsense makes the most of all time sometimes. Thank you. As long as we're tracking the TGDS Papa, I think that the yearly budget should be $8 billion. Would you approve the number of VP Derek? Yes, thank you. 8 billion. I could do something with 8 billion. 8 billion, million, trillion, trillion, billion. Ooh, this clip. How could I forget this clip? Oh, you would clip it. Okay, here we go. All right. This weekend, Chuck Todd, freaking Chuck Todd, Mr. Goatee himself, who's no longer a goatee. What's the deal, Chucky? Decided to give up the look. Everyone knows you as the goatee guy. Is the ratings going down? Gotta get rid of the goatee, go to a full beard like a real man. But he went around and he started talking to Kamala Harris about the border. About the border. Here we go. Listen to this nonsense. Listen to this eloquently sad.
We have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
You had 2 million people cross this border. Are you confident this border is secure? Please.
2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of problems that we are trying to fix, given the deterioration that happened over the last 4 years.
Oh,
we
it's Trump's fault.
Have to put in place a law and a plan for a pathway for citizenship.
We have 2 million people cross this border for the first.
Kamala, you silly snake. This is a priority for you guys? 2 million people across the border. I like this guy. The Biden administration remained in Mexico, reversed remain in Mexico, ended Title 42, froze deportations, brought back catch and release, and halted construction of Trump's wall. The result of a complete humanitarian disaster at the southern border. But we have all eyes, Madam President. Yeah, but do we have brains and do we have ears for the gaslighting? Another commentator said this. The number of arrests at the southern border is on pace to top 2 million in the fiscal year for the first time ever. That's not a secure border. What do you mean? The border is secure. She said it. And then we had this today from hot guy at Fox News, Bill Melugin. Good morning from Eagle Pass, Texas, where another large group of approximately 200 plus migrants just crossed illegally onto private property. Almost all of them are single adults, mostly from Venezuela, hung a Venezuelan flag on barbed wire because nothing says like I'm going to, come into your country like, hey, we're still representing Venezuela. Maybe give that up and put on the American flag. I don't know. Call me crazy. But here's them on a private property. 200 plus just today. You send those to DC, they got to call in the armed guard because it's freaking going crazy over there. The border's not secure. Quit letting them gaslight you. It's unbelievable. Obviously, it's a plan. If it wasn't a plan, they would actually address it or say, you know what, we don't care. The fact that they constantly continue to still gaslight you in the midst of this crisis, humanitarian crisis, that the cartel completely owns the border. I don't know what the story is. I wish they would be honest with us, but they're not because they treat us like children. Because you know what? They make the decisions, not you. You're a child. You don't get it. Popeye, I feel like if I was stuck in an elevator with Kamala Harris, it'd be incredibly uncomfortable, like holding in a massive fart. Kind of uncomfortable. Don't hold in that fart, man. Let it out. Let the fart out. Budget approved for the record. Nice. It's like freaking Dr. Evil and Austin Powers. I know. The border's secure. God. At least Dr. Evil could rap. Dude, I used to rap that Dr. Evil rap all the time when I was in middle school. It's mini-me. I forget how it goes. You complete me. I just remember that Dr. Evil for Jerry Springer part in the show where he like goes in and starts like fighting people. And you son of a beep and all the beeps and stuff. I miss Jerry Springer and the beeps. Shout out to Jerry and the beeps. Shout out to Jerry and the beeps. Speaking of Jerry and the beeps. All right. I'm going to take another sip of my sponsored water. Just a reminder, this show is sponsored by water. If you like water and you need thirst, and your thirst isn't quenched, drink water. All right. Dr. Evil would be a better president than Biden? Yeah. He would probably at least help us have cheaper gas prices. Gestapo technically. All right, next clip. I'm liking the back and forth. Big fan. Hold on. Let's do a move. Oh, wait. Let's do a slide. Oh, I'm so stupid. All right. This clip from freaking Charlie Christ. This clip from Charlie Christ is incredible. Not only does the dude compare himself to Jesus Christ, you know, John Christ, it's all the same thing, but also Zelensky. Okay. What? I don't get why the masses of millions of people try to flee the United States like cowards instead of fix their own countries and make their better. Because they know they'll get better subsidies from the United States government. If Dr. Evil was president, we would have Rob Lowe as vice president. I still wouldn't vote for him, but at least we would have a big boy skate bonds. It's a giant Johnson. All right. Here's this clip from, what's his name? Charlie Christ. Running for Florida, governor. This guy that doubled down on the whole MAGA thing. So here we go. Bring some civility back. And I like that this camera, obviously some Project Veritas-like tactics were used here.
And you want to know what the colors are? Look at that sign right there. You see the colors, the blue and the yellow? Does that remind you of any country that's in the news right now? Yeah.
Ukraine.
See the colors, the blue and the yellow? Does that remind you of any country that's in the news right now? Yeah, we're fighting for freedom too. And Zelensky, President Zelensky, is amazing. Amazing, Renee, you mentioned it. And the courage and the strength and the decency
and the money
he shows. This is an election about decency.
Yes.
About being decent to one another.
Yes.
About being kind to everyone. It's called a Florida for all.
Oh.
You know, we got a divider on the other side and a uniter over here. You know, some people call him to Satan.
Oh, to Satan? To Satan? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. If this is what we can expect from the Democratic Party coming out of the Florida election, I don't have to go to another comedy show ever again. This is funny. Oh, to Satan? I see what you did there. James O'Keefe should infiltrate Yale University administration. Yeah, I wish. To Satan? He's like, instead, I don't know if you're getting it. Like, are you getting that joke? It's DeSantis. Like, he changes it to Satan. You can't write this stuff. I mean, this guy is on fire. I wish he would come on my show. The dude is funny. The ratings would go up. Satan, DeSantis. It's like a play on word. I freaking love it. The guy's funny. Okay, let's keep listening to Satan.
You know, we got a divider on the other side and a uniter over here. You know, some people call him to Satan. Have you heard that?
Oh, hold on. Papa doesn't get it. It's like kind of like a play on words. So instead of like saying DeSantis, okay, I can't do it. All right, keep listening. All right.
That's one of the nicer ones.
Indeed it is. I'm trying to be nice.
We're trying to be nice.
The Satan versus that.
Remember, he was saying that they are the party of bringing people together, the party of peace, and then he called DeSantis to Satan. But yeah, I digress. It's okay to be a complete douchebag if you are in the name of peace.
Oh, think about it. Boom.
Oh, wait, he just called himself Christ? Hold on, I missed it.
The Satan versus that. Oh, think about it. Boom.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. Wow. To Satan versus Christ. God, this guy is such a dork. God. This part of politics I freaking hate so much. It's so dorky and just like, where do these people come from? I just can't. So, Satan is a play on DeSantis, and then Christ is a play on Christ. You have Christ versus Satan. Sorry. I'd rather sell, hey, oh my God, Jordan Peterson than Satan. I know, me too. I can't believe he just said that. And people are like, oh, yeah, I get it now.
Indeed it is. I'm trying to be nice. The Satan versus that.
What does that say?
Oh, think about it. Boom.
Christ. Yeah.
No, we got a great race ahead. We do. And I'm excited about it. And the
not a joke.
choice is crystal clear. There's no question about it. It is crystal clear. He's bad. We're good.
My God. God. I swear to God, if he wins Florida, I will lose my mind. Because stuff like that, you cannot compete. DeSantis, whether you hate him or like him, the dude can handle himself in a debate, and he isn't a huge dork like half the people in politics. He doesn't have to say like, not a joke, or I was just joking after he talks. Like he's like seems like a normal human being, and that's why people like him so much. He doesn't seem phony like this guy, where he's like, I'm running against Satan, and I'm the Christ in this one. So basically the best person ever. Also, he is Satan himself. God. I just can't with these people. It's just, let's judge Ron DeSantis first. Jesus Christ. Yes. Not lest we judge Ron DeSantis first. Jesus H. Christ. John Christ. Speaking of incredible stuff, if he was in Poland, he would be shot on sight for that remark. Probably. You mean Ukraine? It was Ukraine. All right. The Democratic answer for Pennsylvania, John Fetterman, came out and said this, and if this doesn't make you just love him to pieces, I don't know what will. He's going to do something silly. Hold your horses. Here we go.
My name is John Fetterwoman.
God. I hate this part about politics so much. It's so stupid. My name is not John Fetterman. It's Fetterwoman. It's not a man. It's a woman.
My name is John Fetterwoman.
Not only that, he went over today and had this to say. Again, this is the guy that doesn't want to debate Dr. Oz. Again, I think Dr. Oz is a terrible selection, but that's just me. And Dr. Oz will probably lose to this guy. Listen to his words very carefully. This is just like Biden. We're all pretending he's okay. You know? He doesn't have anything wrong with him. I know he just had a stroke and stuff like that. It could bring down some cognitive decline and stuff like that. He's totally fine. Here we go.
One of you didn't have a doctor in your life making fun of it, making light of it, or telling you that you're not fit to be served. Can you describe a stroke and what's happened? So I use the example. So pretend I want to go to Wegmans. It's the most important race for the Senate here for 22. We have to replace Pat Toomey. Oh, no. Yeah. Senator Toomey was not very nice to me. Pat Toomey is a miracle. He had a chance to match me up again. Abortion is the ballot now in November.
I once again have to play the more reasonable human being after hearing that and saying this guy shouldn't be running for office. This guy should be trying to get his health back in line, get out of the limelight, because politics is hell and people are nuts in politics. This is not okay. And it's just like Biden, pretending that Biden doesn't have any cognitive decline the entire time he's running while he's messing up words, just like today. Like we did all those clips of Joe Biden just constantly just stopping mid-speech, having a complete brain freeze. And we're still pretending like, yeah, this guy's okay. He might have something slow, but something's not totally wrong with him. This guy shouldn't be in politics. He should bow out. But he won't, because the regime and the people behind him are going to push him to maybe death, like something bad. You do not do this to people. I want to look at this guy as a human being, not just as a political hack. But it's insane. We are not a real country if we have politicians like this that are running. It's not okay. It's not. I don't even want to laugh because he has an actual medical disorder, a brain disorder. It's not okay. I can laugh at this part though.
My name is John Fetterwoman.
Okay, I will laugh at that all day long because that's corny and cheesy. But the brain malfunction stuff and the slow speech and the refusal to debate and stuff like that, that is a problem. If you are in charge of making decisions that take away freedoms in people's lives, you should have to be allowed, at least when you mess up stuff like I do constantly, laugh at yourself or say I got that wrong, but you should at least be able to hold a conversation. And I'm sick of media covering for people like this and their handlers covering for people like this and them being elected because people don't even care who they're choosing. They just see a D and an R in front of their name and then they choose it. It's disgusting and it should end. And we need to stop pretending it. And people are like, oh, I can't believe you're talking about his slow cognitive decline. You're mocking him. I'm not mocking that. I'm saying it's a problem that someone in leadership has it. Period. It's not okay. It's not a mocking. Okay, cheers. Fetterwoman is not fit nor mentally fit. I know. He's not. He's not okay. He wanted to go to Wingman's. What? Yeah, I don't know. There was so much of like that clip was cut up. Obviously, you could tell a little bit, but it's some of the more obvious moments where he just like stops or doesn't make any sense in what he's saying. It's amazing how being brain damaged has become a qualification for federal. It's unreal. Like it's unreal how the regime, people in power, the Democrats, Republicans are willing to push people in your face as long as they vote correctly, even if they're not medically fit enough. Who's really in control? I don't know who's in control, but it is probably Alex Jones. I'm just kidding. My thoughts exactly. Good. Appreciate it. It's sad. It's honestly sad seeing this, and it's obnoxious that to call him out, call this obvious brain slowdown, malfunction, could be due to a stroke, could be something other than that. Calling it out, questioning it, and saying, hey man, maybe you shouldn't be running. And he's like, no, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I don't care. It's not okay. I think he's married. His wife should be pushing for him to slow down and not do these things and not even like, it's just crazy that they even put him on a stage. I know they feel like they have to, but he's not mentally fit enough. So Pennsylvania chooses choices for federal offices between stroke victim and a reality TV show douchebag. Exactly. I know. Dr. Oz is a total douche. He once said that he doesn't think people that smoke cigarettes should have a job. Like, what the that was on C-SPAN. He had a moment where he's like, if people are smoking cigarettes, I don't think employers should hire them. Yeah, we saw that same rhetoric and same logical thought process for people with or without the jab. These tyrants are demons. Yeah. Well, they are tyrants. It's, you know what's so crazy to me is that I have a lot of leftist friends and they think the Republicans are the fascists. And I would just say that maybe all of our government is pretty fascistic, isn't it? They're all quick to do executive orders or push emergency orders when it fits the narrative or if it fits the time in order to take away your freedoms for their power. It's unbelievable. Dude, smokers are awesome workers. I know. Those frequent smoke breaks keep workers from punching customers. Yes, they do. I do remember, though, as a kid growing up and working with smokers and be like, I want to take a smoke break with you guys. I want to take a break. It's freaking rude. So I would just start, I'm going to smoke some American spirits because they're healthier. Smoke weed, not cigs, brah. On the job. I don't know what kind of job you can do that. Speaking of on the job, speaking of jobs, Jen Psaki today. First day, new job. Thrilled and honored to be here with a remarkable team. See you soon, TV. And she did a little post on NBC. There's my mom, Jen Psaki. Can we all just wish her a happy welcome back to the same field that lying to people to their face. Giving people the facts. Jen, we're all welcoming you here from the Derek O'Shea Show, and everyone in chat, we're happy that you're doing a great job, and we're expecting big things out of you and NBC Universal. I smoked spirits. They weren't healthier, but they did take longer to smoke. There you go. American spirits, baby. All the cool kids. Dude, Newport? Yes. All the cool kids smoked spirits. That looks like the FBI most wanted photo. Wait, it does kind of, doesn't it? It's just like, have you seen this woman? We're on the lookout for this woman, Jen Psaki. Jen, I've missed Jen Psaki purely for your content. Me too. Hey, Corral, what up? Dude, Jen is the freaking bomb.com. I'll get wait. Here's some of the comments underneath hers. I can't tell if like Twitter puts these in the algorithmic form. So happy for you. Your replacement is doing a great job, but we miss you there. I trust that person. Oh, right underneath. Spicy. That's my take, you son of a freaking belch. You still do the same thing. Oh, I didn't even see her write that. Whatever. I said it too. Okay. All right, next. Let's go to the next clip. You should be on the Steven Crowder podcast. Hey. True story about Steven Crowder. I applied to work there. I got nothing. So I don't think Steven Crowder wants me. Somebody once said, you're like Steven Crowder, but you allow clips to play and don't talk over them. I was like, okay, I guess I could take that. Content warning, is it wrong? I hope someone else, oh my God, goes after Jen Psaki's tires. Hey, don't talk to my mom like that. It's pretty sad that Twitter has developed bots, so Jen Psaki positive tweet. Oh my God, I know. Honestly, it's kind of amazing. It's amazing how many bots are on YouTube. Like, I get comments that YouTube will flag for me. Happens all the time. And they're like, this doesn't look right. And it's usually like racist remarks or something insane like that. But speaking of insane, Speaking of insane, let me have one pistachio. Praise God for pistachios. Anybody a fan of pistache? Okay, maybe just me. All right. Here we go. Here's the real... What is she? Here we go for some real NBC reporting. I think she's NBC. Senior White House correspondent, NBC News. Veteran of Cap Hill, campaigns, Los Angeles, New York bureaus. The Kelly. Oh. Crowder is okay, but he got better over the years. But I like this better. Yes! Your content is refreshing and great. I like this style. I'm gonna freaking cry. It made my day. You're not even a bot, Brendan. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Truth be told, I put a lot of time in this podcast. Probably way too much time. But I enjoy it. I'm having fun, and I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm glad you find it refreshing and fun and chill. I hope if I ever get big that I remain the same person. Like, I don't want to be somebody who doesn't like talk. Sean King, what up? I thought you were the Sean King for a second. I had to like double check your avatar. Like the Sean King that has like podcasts. You're a better singer than Crowder? Yes. I think I saw him do a song with Nancy Pelosi. She's so high. And that's without autotune. So you know what you're getting into when you get in here. Sean King, how are we feeling today? Beep, beep. Beep, beep. How are we feeling? All you need is a shoulder holster. Oh, my God. That shoulder holster is kind of corny. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, I conceal, and I don't know. It's like 90s porn star vibes. Like, it's just not for me. I do need a shoulder holster. Okay. I do have a Walther. So, I mean, I don't. I've thrown them on the river. Shoulder holsters make everything significantly more awesome. Okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe Papa, I trust you. I know you're a gun dude. So I've never had a shoulder holster. I've just had like, you know, my holster under my belt. I have like a few fanny packs that are totally legit for that reason. But I feel good. I want to wear your skin while playing that piano. Oh my God, I hope you're kidding. God. Sean, it depends on the song though. Like, if it's a bad song, I will haunt you forever. More than 70s hard-boiled detective vibes, you heathen. Okay, sorry, my bad. Why, do you have a shoulder holster? I'm taking it back. Counter is now officially slightly better now. All right, I will look into a shoulder holster. I don't wear enough jackets though. I don't know where I would put it. Yes, I'm kidding. Okay. Dude, you never know. There are some psychopaths online. Let's just be real. There are some weirdos that are just like, I will find where this person lives and I will kill them. Like, it's just like insane. Which is basically what swatting is. So that's why I run a VPN. Praise God for that. Run that VPN. A total eclipse of the heart? All right, you can do it then. A total eclipse of the heart. What was I talking about? God. Oh yeah, this clip. All right. Here we go. This clip. Here we go. Just get a fake cheap one. Okay, well, I feel like if I made fun of Steven Crowder, he would take offense to it. Every time I see people making fun of him, he seems like kind of offended by it. And maybe it's just me. He like doubles down a lot harsher whenever people make fun of him. He's like really goes after him like, oh, do you have an ego problem, bruh? Like, you can make fun of me all you want. You can call me a soulless ginger, redhead stepchild. It's for the aesthetic look. Okay. Maybe, yeah, it's my aesthetic. Is my aesthetics not good enough for you? Huh? Am I not beautiful enough for you? Huh? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I want you to acknowledge who I am. I am a real person. Oh, we have some more clips to get into. He's compensating for his Canadianness. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay there. Okay there, Bab. I'm sorry. I don't have a very good Canadian accent. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I actually don't know any Canadians. I don't think I've ever met... Oh, actually I did. I met one Canadian in college. He kind of turned me on to the NHL, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Derek, we love you. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Hey, problematic bitch. I was wondering when you would show up. Call your mother. She's worried. Freaking problematic bitch. It's me, problematic bitch. I was reporting Derek O'Shea constantly. He was driving me nuts. Remember his first podcast with Joe Rogan? He definitely hasn't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Joe Rogan thing was kind of like crazy to me. Because his like stance, he like talked about marijuana for like 2 hours. And I was like, you know, I get like conservatives hate marijuana, but like there are real issues going on in America, and maybe marijuana isn't the issue that you need to focus on. I don't know. I'm struggling to pay for my rent. So there's that. But yeah, let's talk about marijuana constantly. It's such like a weird talking point. It's a weird obsession, especially when fentanyl is like killing people on the streets, and they're like still talking about marijuana, like don't do it. And you're like, how about don't do fentanyl? Let's lay that one on the line, huh? Let's do that one. Let's talk about that one. I know. And you'll never hear them like say don't drink, even though alcohol kills way more people. So just so much silliness. I know 2 Canadians, but they're from Ontario, so they don't count. That's like saying I know Canadians from Toronto. Okay. All right, let's watch this clip. All right. Here's Kelly O'Donnell. She is a senior White House correspondent, and from the NBC News. And so she is on the lookout to see why is Trump in D.C. because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's like, D.C. Trump's in D.C. He's getting arrested. But it turns out, I don't know, he's playing golf right here. And this is what her tweet says. Former President Trump had his Virginia golf course property today, but not appearing to play. As he moved about with a large group, the video was shot at a considerable distance. Let's see this video, and maybe we can finally find out what documents Trump is hiding. Okay. He's walking around. There's him in the red hat right there. He's always wearing a white shirt. Donald, white is not very flattering for an overweight gentleman, but that's okay. He has nice black pants. He's got his hands in his pocket right there. Maybe they have handcuffs on. I'm not sure. There's him driving. I can't believe they allow him to drive even though he's indicted. And he's driving his golf cart. He's looking around. He's driving in front. Somebody talking. The bush feed. I know. We're finally going to get down to the bottom of why Trump is in D.C. He's driving. Oh, my God. Sick. Disgusting. Oh, my God. Disgusting. Oh, my God. Hold on. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Sick. Look at him. Okay. We're finally realizing why Trump is in D.C. He's being driven by a golf cart to jail. Everyone knows that. That's what you get, Trump, for selling our secret nuclear codes to Russia and peeing on Russian models. I knew you were doing that. I knew it. Oh my God, sick. Put this man behind bars. I've seen enough evidence for life. For life. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I've seen enough for life. I don't even know if I could watch this video again, but I feel like Oh, turn it off. Oh my God, turn it off. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, what a stupid video. What the frick? God. This is Kelly O'Donnell's whole shtick is to go after Trump. Senior White House correspondent, veteran of Cap Hill campaigns, LA, New York bureaus. The Kelly O Show. This is what we can expect. Oh, God, disgusting. Look at him just golfing. Ugh. He's like driving. Does he even have a license for that? It rubbed the lotion on the skin, or Hunter gets the lotion on the skin. Or maybe a nice Chianti. I used to have a girlfriend that I would do that occasionally, and she would be like, "Stop it! Stop!" Needs to be a real character. You made me cough. It is a real character. It's my real thing. You got to do a whole show with the wig. Maybe I will. I feel like that's gonna really bring out the crazies, though. I thought about doing like whole show of just going through MSNBC stories because they're all so stupid. Maybe I will too. The whole point of this too is whenever I have like some like weird leftist jump on my stream, I'm gonna just like start yelling that I agree with them, like constantly. Like, I agree. I hate Derek O'Shea. He's disgusting. How dare Trump practice his hobbies? Honestly, I can't believe he did. Problematic bitch does give off some legit ex-girlfriend vibes. Oh no, Papa. I'm sorry. A little PTSD in my chat. That's my ex-girlfriend. My Son Hunter movie is online now for free. Is it really? I wish I could do a live watch along with that. There's no way they would let me do that. I thought you would have to pay for it. I will do a review of that movie. I want to watch that. I didn't know it was already. I thought it was like the 16th, but you're probably right. At least you didn't have the Buffalo Bill dance. Oh, freaking Buffalo Bill. All right, speaking of Buffalo Bill, I have my next clip. Oh my God. This group of ladies pay me money. You've traumatized me, Eric. Come on, man. Hey, appreciate that. Vaping cat. Thanks for subscribing, Vaping cat. It's me, Vaping cat. Meow. All right. The View. God, I can't. I'm sorry that we watch The View sometimes. I promise I forwarded the clip a little bit, just to make it not as insane. But The View decided to give their thoughts on. I can't believe my green screen overlay didn't work on the subscription. Whatever. Freaking loser, dude. All right. The View kind of went a little crazy. They went a little crazy today about 9/11, and they especially went a little crazy today about, white supremacy, because that's what we're talking about still. And let's listen to their clip, and maybe we'll get some opinion from me. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
What's been lost with the loss of civility?
I think we're in such a polarized...
What? How did she say that? What's been lost with the loss of civility?
What's been lost with the loss of civility?
Civility.
I think we're in such a polarized moment right now. And yesterday...
Science fact, consuming 5 minutes of The View does the same amount of brain damage as chugging 5 quarts of pure moonshine. Oh my God. Well, we're going to stay under the 5-minute mark, so.
When I was watching the commemorations,
These next two are the best.
We as a country take the time year after year.
The Holocaust wasn't about race. Whoopi Goldberg. Oh God.
Because but that hashtag, never forget, has got to be more than a hashtag. And we must never forget that sense of unity that we all felt that day.
Patriot Act.
Difference is that it was an attack from a foreign foe.
Yes.
But we have had such horrible things.
Who attacked us? Say it. Say their names. Don't be afraid. Say it. Was it the people we went to war with? Or who was it? Say their names.
That have happened in this country since. They're not the same. Every tragedy is unique.
Derek, you know nothing about white privilege. You're a ginger. I'm gonna end the stream. The summer of 2020 has completely disappeared from their minds. Of course it has. The View is such a joke. Pure tyrants, just brainwashed fools, 100%. But let's finish their stoic thoughts.
Tragic and sad. But January 6th was a horrible attack on the United States.
Oh, so that's why we're talking. Oh, Brendan, crazy.
The difference is that it was an attack from a foreign foe. Yeah. But we have had such horrible things that have happened in this country since.
Yes.
They're not the same.
Like Black Lives Matter and Antifa destroying whole cities and stuff like that. I know. Or Donald Trump being elected. I know. Some of the worst things ever, but what else is worse?
Every tragedy is uniquely tragic and sad.
Yes.
But January 6th was a horrible attack on the United States.
Oh my gosh, what an idiot. That isn't stupid. January 6th was insane. Yeah, but what an insane person. Let's keep...
On democracy. We've had shootings where children have died that have been horrible attacks on civility.
Yeah, we've had children die, but what about January 6th? But seriously, interesting take.
On the United States and on what we stand for. We've had the pandemic, and those things have not brought us together. So if anything...
Papa, I'm going to put you in a chat ban if you keep up with the ginger attacks.
If anything, if we're going to honor 9/11, one of the ways to do it is to realize that there are times when there should be no politics, and it should be about being an American.
Well, I think, Anna...
Yes.
Yeah. I think you hit the...
Like when the FBI raids a former president and then all his supporters, the 35 other Trump supporters that were just pretending that didn't happen. Oh, no, that doesn't matter. Okay, keep going. Okay, this is where the interview gets so good. Because she might be my favorite on The View. And Derek, why do you say that? Because of this. Derek, I was trying to defend you. You're ignorant. You're ignorant slut. Okay, here we go.
The nail right on the head, in the sense that we came together as a country because it was a foreign adversary.
Right.
That is why I think it was an act of foreign terrorism.
Right.
And so we felt like, how dare you come to our country and harm us?
Right.
The biggest threat to our country today, says the FBI's director, is white supremacy.
God. Exactly. I'm sick of white supremacy. Please keep going. Keep spitting truth. Derek doesn't want to hear it.
Today, says the FBI's director, is white supremacy
and
Queen. Domestic terrorism.
Yes.
Merrick Garland said the biggest threat to our democracy is white supremacy.
White male supremacy. Get it right.
And domestic terrorism. How do you come together when it's homegrown terror?
Yes.
And we have never addressed why there is that issue that remains in this country 400 years later.
Because of Donald Trump. I already finished it for you. God, these people are just... maybe we can't address it because it's not real and we're just talking about absolute nonsense. But continue.
Until we get to that, until we have accountability, we are not, I don't think, ever going to be able to come close to what we saw in terms of unity.
And I was struck, and I think the last couple of years...
Oh, she's the Republican. Let's hear her take.
On 9/11, of course, we all remember my mom was in New York. I was living in California, was in New York on 9/11. I was in junior high school. But the last few years, I've been thinking more about, yes, could we unite around in a post 9/11 moment as a country? And I teach a class at Georgetown University, and most of my undergrads...
Humble brag.
...weren't alive for 9/11. And most said, I don't think we could in this current environment, which breaks my heart. But I will say this, what is kind of unique about the division in our country right now that I don't think gets enough attention is a lot of it does come from foreign actors. America.
There's one thing I do agree with her on. We're not going to come together. We're farther apart than ever. And the lines have been drawn. And this idea that Joe Biden can bring us together is a lie. And this idea that anyone on the right could bring people together is a lie. It's just not going to happen. We're going to get farther and farther. I'm a proponent of states' rights and potentially naturally and more of a national divorce. Call me crazy. We've tried federal government. Federal government is so big now and so powerful and has way too many hands and way too many things and is overbloated, financially powerful, bailing out companies that are like there's the list goes on. It's not working, and we're at a tipping point right now. And I'm fearful of the future, whether it's like civil war or whatever. But it's just going to be insane. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm fearful of it. And this idea that she could have a moment and talk about how maybe we could have unity if we just learn to talk to each other and see each other as humans and just with different perspectives. And not everyone can get their way, but we've told the whole generation the way to get your way is to cry, scream, and moan and destroy things. And you can have whatever you want. And we think those people are going to be civil at some point in their life. It's not going to happen. But I am excited about Generation Z. I hear they're very conservative and very right-leaning. And in my view, that's better than left-leaning. Okay. Just so silly. Skinny. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to like do a show and read your tweets at the same time. Chats. It's so hard. White Supreme's doing all the shootings. Oh, my God. Dude, Chicago shootings are like a devastation. Sean King, I feel like there's an anti-View show. It'd just be 5 dudes drinking beers, making fun of the View. It would totally fund that. Here's my Democrat. Oh my God. I would totally be on that show. The anti-View show. And just talking absolute nonsense to each other. Skinny Meghan McCain. I know. She's a joke. Her dad was a better pilot. Fun fact. People... Thank you for the pin. Yeah. You know that old guy I have on my show? He was a part of his Navy graduation class with McCain, the real McCain. And he didn't like him that much. So it's true. I got some real absinthe. Best moonshine ever. It's not strong enough. Haha, piffed. Kind 140 proof. It's jammed. There aren't enough anti-View podcasts. I'm one of them. People always ask me, why do you even entertain the View? Because I feel like I have to. No one's doing it because people just mock them, but I think they need to be engaged because there's too many white women out there that believe this stuff. And they need to be stopped. At all cost. Period. There are so many people that believe so many things from the View. It's kind of unbelievable. And it's kind of sad. And that's sad. It's because the View is a constant source of amusement. Yeah, it is amusing to me. Let's just be real. Those women. Anybody spitting nonsense or for views and ratings and for like emotional pleas, it's hard for me not to engage with them because they're just so silly. They're all on like 6 sentence bars. Cloud 9, baby. Let's go. Who hasn't taken a little Xanny before the View? Thanks for the 19. Yeah, you're welcome. The next clip I have of Kamala Harris, and I apologize in advance for her clip. And she's just so silly. The View is funnier than 90% of the Full House series. That's why it's depressing. Who doesn't like Danny? Freaking Bob Saget, rest in peace. I always heard Bob Saget was actually a nice, genuine human being. Or he's a pedophile. I don't know. I've heard so many different stories. I don't know what to believe anymore. It's hard. Hold in your farts, gents. All right. Who's ready for a little word salad? Here we go. Go ahead, Kamala Harris. Talk to us. Show us why you were elected as brought on as vice president.
So Democrats, I believe that when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. So let us remind the American people what...
She thinks like she's like a black preacher in the South. She thinks like every time she says something profound that people are going to start being like, yes, yes, queen, go ahead. Okay, pastor, yeah, I love what you saying. Okay.
You crazy as hell.
I know, Medea, but hear me out. Here we go.
You know what to fight for. So let us remind the American people what Democrats stand for. Let us remind the American
power
people that we as Democrats, we fight for
MAGAs.
the people.
Oh.
All the people.
Except for people that didn't get the vaccine
them
or MAGAs.
In this moment,
Yes.
that the stakes could not be higher. Right now, extremist so-called leaders are trumpeting the rhetoric of freedom.
Okay.
While they restrict...
The irony of this is that you are trumpeting the rhetoric of freedom while you are doing what?
And systematically attempt to take away freedoms.
Oh, so you're blaming the other side of it doing exactly what you're doing. It's like I can't even get it out of my mouth because it's just so stupid. But this is where we're at. They literally at the point now in their narrative and their speeches and their thought process of telling you exactly what they're doing by blaming the other side doing it. But I digress. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just have a stupid show. Here we go.
While they restrict and systematically attempt to take away freedoms. The United States Supreme Court just took a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America.
Where is it in the Constitution? Is it in there? Yes. It's truly there, right? It's not. Okay.
The women of America.
Yes, the Founding Fathers etched in their pen on their way to fighting a dark and treacherous war. A woman must have the right to abort a baby, or else she must then will not have freedom. I love you talk to an abortionist and you ask the women, you're like, hey, do you think the men has the right whether to pay child support or not, or whether to engage in the child's life ever if you decide to have the baby? And they're like, no, they don't have that right. That's not... No, if I want to have the baby, the man's got to pay up. Oh, okay. Well, that's fun rhetoric. That's fun logic. We can just make up stuff and not be consistent at all, and we can just change whenever we want and stuff like that. Don't you just love it? Isn't me or is this could a second grader obliterate Kamala Harris in a spelling bee? Have you ever heard her talk about space, Papa? The View motivated me to go out to a hooker and teach her about not being a feminist. The boomers screwed us and the generation. Yeah, I know. Woodrow Wilson screwed us in a major way. I feel even if I was pathetically drunk like a frat boy, I couldn't demolish Kamala Harris at Checkers. Dude, you could demolish Kamala Harris at Connect 4 while being hammered off your butt. Or what's that old game? Dadgummit. With cherries. Freaking A. Keep talking, Kamala. Tell me how to think. You're making me dumber by the second, and I freaking love it.
Women of America. And now, these recognized from the people of America, from the women of America.
A woman.
And now, these extremist so-called leaders are passing laws to criminalize healthcare providers and punish women.
Murder is healthcare. Get it right. God, I'm so... Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. She's coming. Listen. Abortion is healthcare, okay? I'm sick of everyone saying otherwise. Right. Keep talking.
They believe that government should make personal decisions for women.
No way. Like the vaccine?
The government
Like the vaccine?
should make decisions for women about their own body.
I'm talking about the flu vaccine. Everyone relax in YouTube, okay?
Well, we do not. We trust women.
My body, my choice. Except for everything else besides abortion. That was a clapping moment. Please clap. Oh, God. We're on that rhetoric again. This is, the economy is doing like crap. Inflation is high. We're just continuing to spend into oblivion. And the Democrats' play is keep talking about abortion. That's all they got. Awesome. Kamala Harris constantly loses at game of life. She also sucks at particular board games. I feel like, what is this? I feel like even if I was pathetically... Oh, okay, you already did that one. Kamala Harris is like such a buzzkill. Okay. Killing babies is murder. Yeah. No, it's not. It's healthcare. It's healthcare. The Democrats are so good at recreating definitions for things. Like, I wish like the Democrats would at least be consistent and honest with some of the things that they said out of their mouths. And to be fair, I know Republicans do the same amount in some capacity, but with abortion, it's like, will you just call it what it is? Stop calling it healthcare and women's rights and pretending like the baby has zero rights whatsoever in the matter, or the baby's not even a thing, or it's not even a baby. It's like, it's just a clump of cells. Like, okay. At least be consistent. It's like, if I feel like it's not if it's not viable outside the womb, then you can do whatever you want. I'm like, okay, well, I can think of a lot of people that are alive today that aren't very viable outside of a machine keeping them alive. So should we just be able to take care of them? Like, I don't understand. Like, no, we don't want to have that conversation. She belongs to the streets. Democrats are Jedi masters of projection or the Sith Lords. Yeah, 100%. I feel like Sith Lords would be slightly better rulers than Democrats. Me too. At least they would bring peace to the galaxy. All right. Speaking of peace to the galaxy, here's Mayorkas dropping some Trump bombs. What did he just compare Trumpers to? Okay, let's listen. This is our border guy? What?
The Department of Homeland Security was formed in the wake of the September 11th attacks. How has it evolved since then to safeguard the U.S. from foreign threats?
Jonathan, the threat landscape has evolved considerably over the last 20 years. Back when 9/11 occurred.
Civil murder to these people. If a pregnant mother is murdered and the mother wants to kill the... Yeah, exactly. There's no consistency in logic or rhetoric when it comes to the abortion discussion. And that's the only reason it works for them in their minds, because they, when you start lying to yourself or telling yourself like this isn't really that true and stuff like that, you can kind of make up whatever world you want to live in. So, all right, but here's Mayorkas. Alejandro Mayorkas.
11th attacks. How has it evolved since then to safeguard the U.S. from foreign threats?
Jonathan, the threat landscape has evolved considerably over the last 20 years. Back when 9/11 occurred, in those years, we were very focused on the foreign terrorist, the individual who sought to do us severe harm, to enter the United States and do us harm. It then evolved. We began to be more and more concerned about the individual already resident in the United States, radicalized by a foreign terrorist, ideology. Now we are seeing an emerging threat, of course, over the last several years of the domestic violent extremist, the individual here in the United States radicalized to violence by a foreign terrorist ideology, but also an ideology of hate, anti-government sentiment, false.
Anti-government sentiment. It's not that they themselves created that sentiment. It wasn't any kind of like self-reflection in the mirror of like, maybe we've done some really stupid things to our American citizens, like shut down their entire businesses or not allowed them to go to church and stuff like that, or, you know, arrested them for silly things, or, you know, shot their dogs when we've done search warrants and stuff like that, or just shot people with, you know, it's not that we are messing up, or just spy on the average American citizen, or shut down or encourage people like Facebook to censor real information and real stories. It's not that we're doing anything wrong. It's that people have this weird sentiment that's like we're the ones messing up, and it's totally unwarranted. It just doesn't make any sense. Agent Ghosting from 1984. Yes, exactly. Here we go. Let's keep listening to this just insane rant.
Narratives propagated on online platforms, even personal grievances. The threat landscape has evolved. 20 years ago, uppermost in our minds was not the cybersecurity threat, the threat of cyber criminals or foreign adverse states. Now it very much is. We have evolved. We have grown to meet the evolved.
They're the ones creating this narrative. So it's unbelievable the fact that they are like making it seem like this is just something that like they found through their research. Like, no, you guys are the ones constantly pushing down our throat that there are white supremacists everywhere we look. There's white supremacists everywhere.
Threat. We have a cybersecurity and infrastructure security.
What's a foreign adverse state? I don't know. Russia. Russia. I don't know. It doesn't go along with the New World Order, the NATO alliances. I don't know.
Security agency. We have a Center for Prevention Programs and Partnership to address the threat of domestic violent extremism. We've grown our grant funds, working in partnership with state, local, tribal, territorial governments. We've grown along with that threat because it is our obligation to do so, to make sure that the American people are safe and secure, regardless of the nature of the threat that we confront.
Mr. Secretary, you have said...
Don't you love how he says it with a smile on his face? He's like, we're doing everything we can to go after this threat. We've made agencies bigger than they've ever been. We've increased our budget to go after these people. And we're stomping them out. So you're like, okay, no.
That domestic extremism.
Here's the thing. If white supremacy were a legitimate threat, we've been seeing neo-Nazis rallies in every single state capital like Ukraine. Oh, don't say that. Cross-burning would be an epidemic from coast to coast. Exactly. I've never met a white supremacist. I've never met one in my entire existence of life. And I'm 95 years old. I've never met a white supremacist. But if you change the definition to make white supremacists, I don't know, a conservative voter, then you understand why they all of a sudden say they're everywhere and we need to be looking into this. And I see them online all the time. They're basically Nazis. Walk up and punch a Nazi in their face. If you change the definition of words, you can make them mean whatever you freaking want. Derek, for a 95-year-old, you look like crap. I know. It's amazing I still live in my mother's basement. Don't ask me how that happens. Star Wars. Okay, I can see that. All right, here we go. Let's keep listening to my argument.
Quote, is the single greatest terrorism-related threat in the United States. What are the best ways to combat the domestic terrorism threat?
First, raid Trump.
I think, of course, we have to address the underlying cause. And in fact, the president is convening a summit against hate next week.
There is a massive furry presence online. Does that make them a national security threat? I doubt it, but I feel like that should be. Dude, we need to stop furries. They're a menace. I can't believe they pop up my feed. Let's talk about the black earth. They're everywhere. Real easy to find dogs. Junior, what up? Zonas are really... God, man. Brendan over here is getting after it. Yeah. God, freaking... This whole white supremacist talk is just... You know... They're like narcissists and just constant liars where if they feel like if they just say it over and over and over and over again, that's going to be true. And people are just going to, and I've already met people in my life where they are just reiterating things that Alejandro says on here. Operation Paperclip, dude. I could go down that rabbit hole with you. Operation Paperclip is crazy. Shout out to all the Nazis that made freaking rockets for us. It's insane how many like things in our government, how we just wink and nod. Also the fact that there's entire Nazi communities in like South America. Who cares? It's so crazy. Also, let's give more money to Ukraine. Nah. Did you see that Jon Stewart gave an award to a neo-Nazi? Ukraine guy that, was in the hospital for fighting with valor. He gets a little trophy. He's got a little Nazi tattoo. I thought we were supposed to punch Nazis in the face. We took the Nazis. They never lost. We made Hitler's right. Dude, now there, I can walk down that. Let's go down that. I wish YouTube would allow me to talk about that. Sorry, I can't read out all your texts, your comments. You ever see the movie They Live? We're living with it. We're all missing with around. I don't think I have. They Live. Is that with like aliens and stuff? I don't know if I've seen that. And one-liners, kick-ass sunglasses. That's awesome. Yes. Good. All right. I'm going to finish this nonsense.
We have to address why do people radicalize to violence.
Reptilians, okay.
And we have to work with local communities to equip and empower them to address
tell on their neighbors
the threat that could materialize. We have seen in Buffalo, New York, in Uvalde, Texas, in Highland Park.
You've seen them. They live. If you want to see racism, it's racism. Hey, there's some racists over there. Racism. Then watch what happens to a white guy when he walks through a black neighborhood. That used to be me. I used to do inner city youth in deep Chicago, and yeah. Let's just say I don't do that anymore. Okay. Seriously, watch They Live. Okay, well, God, stop yelling at me. God, you're talking all kinds of saying horrible things about gingers on my freaking chats. And now you are telling me to watch a movie and threatening me. It's like the third best movie ever. I've seen this before. Hey, what up, C-Bones? I've seen this before. It was like after 9/11, see something, say something. Yes, exactly. Tell on your neighbor, because you never know if your neighbor is a Nazi. And if he has like a Trump flag, you definitely know. So be sure to tell your FBI. And you don't actually have to like report on it. Just let us know what's going on. I have the glass. Oh, you do? Amazing. All right, Alejandro.
Individuals who showed signs.
Who hasn't seen They Live? It's a classic. Me. I haven't seen it. Okay. I'll watch it. Wait. When did They Live? They Live. What? When was it created? Movie. It's like 1988. They Live. American science fiction film written, directed by John Carpenter. I feel like I've seen clips. Okay, I've definitely seen clips of this. All right. Yeah, I've seen the clips of this guy and then putting on the glasses while they talk. I wish it was like old enough that I could watch it on here with you guys just to rewatch it. Oh my God. That's a perfect meme. Stop telling me what to say. If I'm yelling at you, it's because the only way you're kindless and you want to watch Ginger God. That's true. I do need a shower. It's like 1987. Okay. I'll watch it. Sometimes I feel like some of these old movies don't pan out, but it looks good though. All right. Have you seen The Gospel Live? Why doesn't it just pop up? What the frick? Okay. All right. Let's go back to this. Let's finish this. It's like Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Those of you that are new to this show, it's always, I have no idea where it's going half the time. And just as always, you guys are much a part of this show as I am. So if it takes a turn for the worse, it's just as much your fault as my fault. Who hasn't seen The Gospel Live? I don't know. Probably you, because you're a jerk. You need some Gospel Live in your life, dude. Get some help, bro.
Of descending down a path to violence. And we have...
Eyes Wide Shut is good, too. I've never seen that movie. I just know there is a very scandalous scene on that movie.
Have to educate people on how to identify the signs when somebody...
Oh, my God. Now, there's the clip right here. What did he just say?
Down a path to violence. And we have to educate people on how to identify the signs when somebody is in need of help and to bring that help to bear so that that violence does not materialize.
We have to educate people how to identify. How do we educate these people? What are some signs we should look for? Dude, I'm the most dangerous kind of jerk. I'm a jerk who's extremely bored. Me too. That's why I made this podcast. All right. I made this podcast during the height of the pandemic. And when I first made it, it was like a 1-minute news. And it was kind of fun, but it was like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I had much creative freedom. And I need to have that in a podcast. I need to have creative freedom. Don't put me in a box, bro. Werner Van Braun is Werner Van Braun. Dude, the most dangerous kind of... When you said The Jerk, I could only think of The Jerk. Greatest movie ever. One of the greatest movies. I was born a poor black man. Signs, red hats. Yeah, exactly. MAGA hats. Anybody questioning the government, as you said. We need to get rid of the sentiment, this kind of idea that the government is not for you and is like kind of out for themselves and not out for their own. Oh, also, we got a bunch of people watching. Make sure to drop a like on this video. I only have like 1 like, and I need some likes on this video. Stat. It helps with the algorithm if you can. Also, if you don't mind sharing this with all your friends and family, because the algorithm hates me. I don't know if you know, but yes, the other week I was on my 4th strike that they all of a sudden decided, oops, sorry, we messed up, and then allowed me back on. Super random. The greatest movie ever is Big Trouble in Little China. It's a great movie. And that is a hill I'm willing to die on. Wow. Wow. I think The Dark Knight might be my favorite movie ever. I could watch that movie every day of my life. Yeah. Is anybody watching Rings of Power in the chat? I grew up in Idaho and never heard of a single person ever say the N-word. There you go. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and I heard white people say the N-word, but it was never like ER. It was always like in a rap song. So, and it was never directed at anyone. So I don't know. But nobody was like comical racist movie villain-esque racism in South Carolina, what I experienced. Now, the rich people there are some of the biggest douchebags I've ever met, but that's all. The Dark Knight is a fine movie for a ginger. God, I hate you so much. The Rings of Power, no. Oh, my God. Okay, I've been watching it. It's pretty freaking boring, and it's exactly what you think. It's like the men are weak and the women are super powerful and know everything that's right in the world. And you know who makes the world bad is men. Everyone knows that. Oh, I got another clip. I worked at the grocery store when I was in high school. The deli guy used the N-word, and it weirded me out. Yeah, I don't. It's just not like something I say, though. You know, it's like anytime somebody says you're not allowed to say this word, like sometimes in my head I'm like, I'm gonna say it, and not because like I'm directing it at somebody. It's just I hate being told what to do. It's a character flaw of mine. Maybe that's why I start this show. Maybe that's why I question the government. I wouldn't waste my time watching loader feminist junk. Smart. I'm also watching new Game of Thrones one, Dragons. I forget. That's actually pretty good. I've actually enjoyed that one. The new loader is super boring. The first 2 episodes have some corny. There's like some weird horse girl crap in this movie. That show, but it's just like kind of lame, which sucks because I'm not like a huge loader lore guy. Like I don't know everything about Lord of the Rings, but I grew up reading the Hobbit all the time. Got me through some of the worst times of my life. Let's get a little gaslighting clip in the background. I'm a hardcore Game of Thrones fan. Oh, okay. And I refuse to watch the House. Why? Why do you refuse to watch House of Dragon? Tell me. Because the last episode was so crap for Game of Thrones? It's actually pretty. I've enjoyed the House of Dragon. Tell me why I shouldn't enjoy it. The House of Dragon is getting good. See, Brennan knows. I mean, you know, movies, just like art, to each his own. Some people hate it, some people love it. And then there's idiots who will tell you that the new Lord of the Rings series is actually pretty good. And you're like, no, it's not, dude. All right, gaslighting, but we can keep talking. Derek, don't make me do another ginger joke. I swear to God, I'm going to put you in timeout on chat.
Other than releasing the CPR, what steps are you saying that President...
Also, this administration is still doubling down on inflation. Samaritan on Amazon was dope. Samaritan. Which one is that? Samaritan, Amazon. What's Samaritan? Oh, really? I thought that was kind of corny. Is it good? Is it for real good? I couldn't tell because I know he's like so old. Hey, yo, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. I'll read Fire and Blood as soon as Grim gets around to pooping it out the wind of winter. Yeah, look at you, little readers are leaders. Everyone knows that. It was enough. Oh, okay. I'll check it. Hopefully it wasn't like J-Lo enough.
Other than releasing the CPR, what steps are you saying that President Biden took to effectively try to help here in terms of lowering inflation? Which steps are you talking about that are, if you're going to take credit for inflation coming, or at least not being as hot as it?
Certainly. Inflation is coming down due to our huge endorsement and infrastructure plan that we're putting tons of money that we don't have in the things, and also getting debt free. It was enough. LOL. Yes, good. It's good. All right. Okay.
It was.
Certainly. I mean, so the president is focused.
If it were an animated series about Robert's rebellion about blackfires, it would be all over shows like HBO on a cheese sandwich. Okay. Not just, okay. I trust you guys. Oh. Brendan, I think YouTube censored your chat. Be careful. Inflation is going down because we have refined the word inflation. I know.
If you're going to take credit for inflation coming, or at least not being as hot as it was.
Certainly. I mean, so the president is focused on rising prices. He has been for quite some time. So let's take a few steps here. We know that we have high prices here in the United States as well as globally because our economies are all emerging from this global historic pandemic. that upended global supply chains. It caused all sorts of bottlenecks, and that was the...
Oh my God. That's such great gaslighting. All inflation is due to the pandemic. We never had any inflation up till then. Ever.
The root of the problem. Of course, then adding fuel to that fire was Putin's unprovoked war in the Ukraine that has upended global oil markets
We're all humans,
gas prices globally. So these are some of the roots of the problem. What the president has been focused on is first and foremost, he focused all of last year on making sure that we fixed all of the challenges that he could fix in terms of supply chains, making sure that we could get goods back to shelves. We are now seeing that wait times at ports are back to pre-pandemic levels in some cases. Then this
pandemic was over 2 years. I know. Doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, there was some, some of the inflation, the price gouging, the price hikes and stuff like that was due to supply chain and stuff like that, but that was a long time ago. And let's stop pretending like it's still the case. I mean, I know we might feel some effects from it, but let's also remember about the huge expenditure even the Trump administration was doing under this. To pretend like this government has, been fiscally responsible for so long. No. The pandemic was just a perfect storm for what is to come.
This is all very good news. The president is also focused on making sure to do what he could to get gas prices back down, and that included these.
I had no idea that Vladimir Putin has such an influence over the entire global market. Yeah, me neither. I had no idea a country with a really tiny GDP has so much control over our country. Today, TV journalist is the face of... Yes, I agree with you, Junior. All the consensus, race baiting and lying, basically. I know. People thought it was crazy when Trump said that, media is enemy of the people. But if you're going to constantly lie to people, I wouldn't say that all media, but so many people in this administration, they just, they'll gaslight on your grave. They don't care. Period. We have to run away from inflation. Rates need to be at 6% like yesterday. No. We're going to look back on 2020 like a quaint golden age. Yeah, oh God. The roaring 2020s.
Historic releases from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. It included, using his bully pulpit to say to refiners that, as global oil prices started to come back down, that those prices were reflected at the pump. And that's one of the reasons why we've been so happy to see the last 3 months this 25% decline in gas prices at the pump. That means the typical family is saving, the typical driver, I should say, saving about $67 a month just on gas prices alone. So this is a problem with multiple causes, but really, these are some of the big ones.
We have about
all those oil reserves that Biden sold to China. Just I know. It's unbelievable how many people don't want to acknowledge that, and also the fact that we're just depleting our strategic oil reserve. And I know that many people, maybe myself, kind of think that he's doing that up until the election, and then the price is going to go. We're all going to pay for our sins. Basically, reap what we sow. She speaks like a defense counsel and a very guilty client. I know. She continues, and he doesn't allow her. This is him pushing back what she just said.
In the meantime, so we've seen the CHIPS Act and what's called the Inflation Reduction Act, which does. Maybe initially it was going to reduce the deficit, therefore you could claim somewhat tenuously that it was an Inflation Reduction Act, but then you add in the student loan forgiveness, and even left-leaning economists had said any deficit savings there, not...
Oh, I hope not. But the temperature in America is so high that you can definitely see that happening to Trump.
Only are wiped out, but you're actually adding quite a bit to the deficit, depending on what you assume for student loans. So the administration has not stopped spending in any way, shape, or form. So if you did believe that there was too much that we spent,
you have to spend out of debt. Everyone knows that.
Let's be very, very clear that last year we had an historic decrease in the federal deficit, $1.7 trillion.
My God, I swear to God, if I hear another person say that kind of crap, we've had a historic decrease in the deficit. You mean that we just didn't spend as much as we were spending during the pandemic? Okay, yeah, great job, Biden. You're doing so great to cut into the deficit. Thanks for not continuing the absorbent amount of spending we were doing to shut people's lives down. What the frick, dude? I hate that talking point. It's such a dumb talking point, and people are just like, oh, he's reducing the deficit? That's pretty cool, actually. I hope he doesn't allow her to continue down this stupid retort. Peace and love to all. Peace. They just before he knows. Everyone knows that the best way to get out of a hole is to dig your way out. You jerk off. Just give me a little breathing room, you racist.
Historic decrease in the federal deficit. $1.7 trillion decrease in the deficit last year. That is a remarkable accomplishment and, quite frankly, is a fact that is inconsistent with some of what you just said. Let's also then look at some of the investments that the president is making. As I noted, the inflation that we are seeing today, not just in the United States, but globally, these are supply-side challenges. It is because of the fragility of our supply chains and the way the economy is working. That is why the president's agenda has been focused on making sure that we fix some of these deeper issues. It's why we've been investing in infrastructure. It's why the inflation reduction...
We're investing in green energy. How is that going to help with our supply chain? But, you know, whatever.
Reduction Act will address specific pain points facing families.
I just want to, since we don't have a lot of time, I just want to ask you, do you ascribe to the notion that since we didn't spend...
All right, it's going to continue. I got another clip. These are all clipped together, which is beautiful. Dude, if they pull a JFK, Trump, so, oh God, I know. I mean, if Trump does what he claims he's actually going to do and actually drains the swamp this time around, I was so mad that he didn't do any of that kind of crap. Because I was like, oh, this guy actually going to do it? Awesome. I'll vote for that. But, you know, a little naive, walking in there, putting people in power like John Bolton, keeping Fauci in power and stuff like that. I mean, the list goes on. But if he's actually going to do that, actually draining the swamp, there's a high likely it might be like that because they won't stand for that crap. They're way too powerful. Her bragging about Biden's accomplishment is like me bragging about winning second place on a Billy Farm contest. No, it's like you bragging about that you entered one. I didn't even place. I was part of it, you know. Pretty cool. Controlled opposition, yeah. All right, as she continues down.
Facing families.
I just want to, since we don't have a lot of time, I just want to ask you, do you ascribe to the notion that since we didn't spend a lot of money on pandemic-related things, that you know full well that's why it's 1.7 trillion less, because we didn't have to spend it on a lot of things that we were spending on during the pandemic. Do you think that allows you to then take that money you can spend on student loan forgiveness? We got 1.7 trillion that we just came upon, and now we can spend it on. That's not real. That's not real money to spend.
Let's be clear that the decrease in the deficit is because we got the economy back on track. Right? It was because you got the economy. Yeah, everything came back because we got the vaccines distributed, because businesses.
Dude, if somebody called you a ginger, you would have actually flopped into glorious floppiness.
We're able to get back to work because people were able to get back to work. Right. We now have the labor force participation rate back to where it was pre-pandemic. That means that the government has that revenue coming in. It means that some of the pandemic relief, those needs have been abating. That is the crux of the issue there in terms of why that.
Look, I'm sorry I was chomping into the mic. God, it's hard. This is a 2-hour live stream so far. Daddy's getting hungry. They will JFK. Trump. Oh my God, I hope not. Not as kids, man. Peace and love and prosperity, all death. Yes.
That deficit came down, but that is a remarkable accomplishment, and that was not a foregone conclusion.
But
this robust recovery that we've seen.
Is that how you're paying for the student loan forgiveness? Are you saying that's the money that it's paid for?
So remember that the student loans.
Okay, thanks, Baba.
Pause went into effect at the beginning of the pandemic, so that those kids and adults that are in the labor market or not, who were struggling during the pandemic, did not have to pay back their loans. The steps that the president has just taken mean that pause is extended for a few more months. So that's not that's not changing the amount of money flowing through the economy this month. It is saying that pause will continue, and then some of those debts will be forgiven up to $10,000 or $20,000, depending on your circumstances. But that will affect the economy over time, and economists agree that is not likely to have a significant effect on near-term inflation.
What? Dude, you got to give a special shout out to her. I've never seen anybody gaslight another TV host as much as she did. Brilliant work. Nobody can lie like her. I mean, just incredible stuff. Incredible. I mean, she just kept going with her talking points, and he would push back, but she doubled down. It's like, again, if you choose me as press secretary, I will do the same for you. I'm in NYC and all businesses are laying off. Yep. I don't know. I'm seeing that too. I think it's kind of a myth, this whole thing of like people aren't going back to work. I think people aren't really hiring that much. My brain, maybe a little of both. I'll bet Sam Harris is hating on Trump at this very moment. Of course he is. Something Trump. She lied. The participation rate didn't go back to pre-pandemic numbers. Of course she did. But this is a problem. As like, I just had somebody comment on my podcast the other day about the detransitioner speaking out, and they were just laying out all these things and claiming them as facts, and they were unsubstantiated, and they just kept saying it over and over again. And it's like, this is what everyone agrees that this is truth. And so if everyone agrees, I don't have to like source anything. I just say that you're wrong because everyone agrees with this. That kind of rhetoric is why we're so stupid as human beings. In a culture. It's like, well, if everyone believes this, if everyone's saying this over and over again, it must be true. It's just so dumb. There's a lot of words for saying we're just going to print more money to pay for it. Oh my God, I know. Well, you don't have to print it anymore. You just have to press a button. They're getting rid of printing anyway. Because money you can't really track as well, but your technology, they can. Feelings over facts, exactly. Well, and that's people will give you what they think is facts based on like feelings or based on like something they heard, and then they just like spout it as like a rebuttal to what you're saying, and just saying like, this is all truth, this is all facts, and this is their way of like trying to shut down speech instead of actually engaging in a conversation. Okay. Apparently every single person in corporate media got the message that during 9/11, we're supposed to talk about January 6th and this evil white supremacist uprising that's happening every single neighborhood near you. You need to be careful. There are white supremacists in every corner. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. Look at your neighborhood. There are white supremacists next door. You never know. But that was the message for during 9/11. Here is MSNBC, Morning Joe. Who doesn't trust Morning Joe?
Here we are 21 years later. I'd like to agree with Jim Stavridis. I think it's tougher now, though. I think it's tougher in part because of social media, the suspicion, the conspiracy theories. I think it's harder to bring this country together. I don't think crisis is quite the automatic glue or motivator in our society that it used to be. I think we've learned that.
Why? Because we've created fabricated crises based on situations that aren't necessarily true, and then we made it to be the entire narrative of every single human being in America. Oh, did you lie about crises or like problems that are plaguing America, and now people don't believe you anymore? And now instead of saying, you know what, we kind of messed up in the past and maybe we should just be more honest and more genuine and have honest conversations, is no, we need to double down on those idiots for calling us out on our BS. I love corporate media. Keep going.
That said, all sorts of things still matter. Leadership still matters. Religious leaders matters. Parents matter. The society can't come together. I just think we have to understand it's not automatic. We can't be passive. If we want the society to come together from the top and from the bottom. In it. Exactly. Good things don't just happen.
Right.
Good things happen when good people work together to make them happen. And that's from leadership at the top. And we were lucky, I think, on 9/11, George W. Bush rose to the occasion. I think Joe Biden has risen to the occasion on Ukraine. But also from the bottom. I think all of us have a role to play. And that, to me, is the big lesson of 9/11.
All right, we're going to turn.
Okay, let's just go back to the beginning.
Here we are 21 years later. I'd like to agree with Jim Stavridis. I think it's tougher now, though. I think it's tougher in part because of social media, the suspicion, the conspiracy theories. I think it's...
Yes, it's so tough for us to get together due to social media. Due to people cutting out clips, using clips, holding people accountable for things that they said in the past, or maybe 5 seconds ago. Maybe other people pulling facts from different areas. Conspiracy theories that turn out to be truth over time. Those are the problem. It's not actually us as a country or our government lying to our face. It's those people it's those darn pesky people that are asking questions. Shut them down. In 2016, Trump promised to go hard, but it was only half hard. Sorry, I'm 5 years old. And hard doesn't satisfy anyone. None of these people matter. The show, that's how you know we're doomed. MSNBC praising George. Oh my God. George Bush was always part of it, you know? It's just funny how they try to make him out to be like some racist instead of like the true rhino he is. It's not a theory if it comes true. Exactly. In 2016, Trump promised to go hard, but he was only half hard, and half hard doesn't satisfy anyone. It was small, but it was fierce. God, you guys are nuts. I freaking love it. I'm a huge fan of it, eh? I love it, eh? All right, speaking of insanity, let's listen to our fearless leader, the real president, Hillary Clinton. If Trump wins in 2024, he needs to pull a Will Smith on the... Oh my God, that would be amazing. That, you know, that's already going to be a meme. Like, I already see that happening. All right, let's listen to some insanity.
What's going through your mind today, 21 years later?
Well, Dana, every time we approach September 11th, I do think about everything that I saw, all the people that I met, the families of those who lost loved ones. So it is indelibly part of my memories, and I feel grateful that we were able to come together as a country at that really terrible time. We put aside differences.
Oh my God, Papa.
I wish we could find ways of doing that again. We rebuilt New York. We have done our best to
Papa, you sound like all the far leftists when the Queen died.
Take care of the families that lost so much on that
Get this
terrible day.
colonizer off my screen.
We have also, I think, been reminded about how important it is to try to deal with extremism of any kind.
Oh my God, here we go.
Especially when it uses violence to try to achieve political and ideological goals.
Like Black Lives Matter and Antifa?
I'm one who thinks that there are lessons still to be learned.
Watch Morning Joe admit Trump predicted 9/11 2 years ago.
From what happened to us on 9/11 that we should be very aware of during this time in our country and the world's history.
You mentioned how...
God, she's the worst. I don't even want to talk about her, but I felt like I had to show that clip. Speaking of butt clenching time. All right. Who's ready for a little charisma in your life?
And over these last 18 months, Democrats have delivered.
Oh my God, yeah.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, rephrase it.
Over these last 18 months, Democrats have delivered big time.
Whoa. You rephrased it so much. I don't think you know what that word means. This woman is meme gold. I know. Uh-oh. Oh no, it's me. It's me. I would love to hear from our fearless leader, Kamala Harris. She's easily my favorite vice president of all time, Kamala Harris.
And over these last 18 months, Democrats have delivered.
Oh my God, I know. They've delivered.
Let me rephrase that.
Rephrase it, Queen.
Over these last 18 months, Democrats have delivered big time.
Yeah. Going after those conservatards. Oh, she's the worst. I just can't. I can't with her. Let me rephrase that. You just added a word. That's not a rephrasing. I love her mom. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. She was Monty Williams' side chick. Speaking of side chick, problematic bitch, your mom has given you 2 weeks to find a job or else she's evicting you. Speaking of evictions, Brian Stelter has news, and this is just breaking. I saw this right as I went live. Brian Stelter has news. I'm joining Shorenstein Center at Harvard Kennedy School. This fall, I will be at the Walter Shorenstein Media and Democracy Fellow, convening discussions on which will be live streamed, and grateful to Nancy Gibbs and her team for home. Brian Stelter is back. He's a Harvard Fellow. He's going to be having a show where students can come up and talk about media biases and stuff like that. I mean, imagine thinking yourself so amazing that you call your show Reliable Sources, ergo your show is flawless and totally reliable and not an opinion-driven show, and not pushing whatever narrative is of the day, but you are above the narrative because you are a reliable source. And now you are at Harvard Kennedy School. You're at Harvard telling everyone how they can talk about reliable sources. Some of my favorite is like all the little bots coming out. Congrats, Brian Stelter, on your new job as Shorenstein Center. Can't wait to follow his live stream discussions and continue learning about media and democracy and exponential speed of misinformation and outright lies detrimental of our survival. Congratulations. You are a journalist with integrity, grit, and integrity. What the frick? You are a journalist with integrity, grit, and integrity. Great. Great that you are going to be a part of the uplifting new generation of journalists who won't cow to pressure. CNN's loss, your gain. Kudos. You have accomplished and many more years of success. Who are these people? How are these people real? How do these people actually think this? Twitter is 50% bots. I know. Any chance you'll be continuing your newsletter? Oh my God. I've always enjoyed reading it. First thing in the morning. Top of the morning. Indeed. Who doesn't like starting their morning off with a little Brian Stelter? Is the last thing I read every night. Really miss it. Oh, blue check mark. Oh no. USA Today, I trust it. Maybe you can finally expose how, as an insider, how the CNN propaganda machine operates. It's worthy of a Pulitzer Prize. Yeah, but this guy is Chinese state media, so I don't trust him. But this guy has a Ukraine flag, so I do trust him. Rich is coming from someone who works for the publicity department of the Chinese Communist Party. Brian should grab a hat quick. I know, like me. They can't win versus Elon's backing out. I know. I'm sure that Brian Stelter's fan is extremely happy. I know. I think we're finding the one fan with 20 different accounts. Congratulations. Keep climbing. Keep being a voice for integrity and truth. Maybe a soon future guest on some of the MSNBC programs. How can you have integrity and truth in the same sentence, the same, paragraph, the same written statement as what I should have said as MSNBC, parlayed into your own show? Just saying. Huge congratulations, Brian. These are a lot of check marks, so you can trust them. CNN News, Ukraine flag is a dead giveaway. I know. Here's congratulations, Brian. Didn't you used to have your own show? Oh, who's this troll? Get him out of here. F Putin. This guy has an American flag, a shot thing, a Ukraine flag, and a flower. What's the deal with the sunflower? I see a lot of liberals with that. I apologize for making fun of your emotional reaction to Tucker stepping down. Now I understand why you were so upset. What? Failing in academia as well. Good for you, Brian. And an estimable position professor. Best of luck. Oh, God. I mean, how is this real life? Seriously. Brian Stelter joins Shorstein Center as Fall 2022 Walter Shorstein Medical Democracy Fellow. I mean, who is going to, A, watch this live stream? Probably me to make fun of it. No, I'm not going to make fun of it. I'm going to take it seriously. But who is engaging with it? Who is excited about this? It's like, I'm not going away. I'm here forever. I'm Brian Stelter. I can't wait for Brian Stelter's next kid. The pizza delivery industry is desperate and needed people. That's probably true, actually. Speaking of amazing, guess what? Biggest story of the day. Chick-fil-A adds some spice to their menu with a new spicy sandwich and an autumn spice milkshake. Ooh, coming to a Chick-fil-A near you. Yum. What you're witnessing is actual payout. Oh, my God. See, this is why I love to chat. 40 chest right there. The CEO of a cable TV company admitted that TV is dead. Technology and streaming is the future. Oh, my God, I know. Space Jam 2 was a payout of LeBron. Probably. Dude, probably. Remember when Brian Stelter used to make fun of podcasts and stuff like that? And look at Brian Stelter doing live streaming. The irony. It's almost too much to handle. All right, guys. This has been my show. 2 hours and 16 minutes worth of show. Good Lord. I've been talking my freaking butt off. Hip hop hooray for Chick-fil-A. Hey. I appreciate you guys for joining me. It means a lot to me. You guys are joining me. It was a fun chat. You guys got in there. You did your thing. You got mad when I ate pistachios. Good time. Good. I'm glad it was a good time. I had fun with you guys. You guys mean a lot to me. I only grow through people like you, so thank you. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for joining the chat. Tell your friends about my show. You know, tell them about the stupid ginger that tries to have fun with the news. Good job, bro. Really entertaining. Hey, it means a lot to me. I put a lot of energy and time into the show, so it means a lot to me. Yeah, fuck both parties. GG. Yeah. Been over here preaching. Had a good time. Always. Hey, appreciate you guys. Oh, have a good night. You guys are the best. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, catch you on the next episode of the Derek O'Shea Show.